video game movies. So, my question, and the topic is video game movies, but my question that I posed to you is, how far away are we from getting the first good video game movie?
Summer, June, Warcraft movie.
No, maybe. Okay, I mean, if that's really what you want to hang your hat on, that's fine.
Oh my gosh.
But
we got railed on that one too.
oh yeah, people are
comments,
pissed. But
yeah,
I mean,
people
who
are so
is
mad.
like, they're
So
fanboys,
mad.
dude. They're like,
We're
"Rah."
experts with World of Warcraft. I don't know what they were talking
It's
about.
not about World of Warcraft. It's a Warcraft movie.
About that too.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, okay, the Warcraft movie.
That too, Warcraft movie.
Right. It's not about
I stand in solidarity with you, Warcraft believers. No, it is not a World of Warcraft movie.
Okay. Warcraft movie is okay. So we have Warcraft movie coming up. I wanted to note that there were two other movies, possibly being the first good video game movie. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we already had a good video game movie.
Yeah, we did Mortal Kombat.
I was just thinking that.
Oh, that was a good one.
Well,
Dude, are you kidding me? Like, if you
Like, you could
rewatch
go-
it, yeah, it's not that great, but
yeah.
like
At the
back in
time
the
when
day
I was 7, it was amazing.
Yeah, but shit,
so was
you
the
can't
Super
go
Mario Brothers
watch
movie.
movies back when you were 7 now today and be like, well, they should have the fucking shit that we have today. Like,
It's just.
you can't compare. Like,
I mean, you
it's
really
not
have
going to.
I think you do. I think there are classics
No,
for a
you
reason.
can't.
I
Well,
think
no, you
there's-
got to think if you were this age and you saw it for the first time, like as a 20 or 30-year-old, like back then would you have been like, "This is awesome"?
Yes, exactly. That's my point. And
And
no,
most of the time you
Mortal
would have
Kombat would
said
not hit
yes
that.
because like you've been jaded by the other stories or the other
No, I
like
think it's only for,
visuals
like,
nowadays.
It's like our age. I think the movie was made for the kids our age.
Feels no.
No, because look, superhero movies, golden age, right? Like they have perfected it pretty much, and we're sitting in some really great movies right now, which is awesome. Like I was watching Daredevil, like episode 1. I'm like, dude, this is just amazing. They come out with it with such professionalism and such seriousness. It's just a complete 180 from the Schumacher Batmans, where it was like, superheroes are a joke. Let's not take them seriously. We can do whatever we want. Blah blah blah. Let's like not taking it seriously. So. Anyway, it got me thinking about video game movies, and I was like, how far are we out from actually getting a good video game movie? And the three that I can think of, hopefully, maybe if I'm wrong, you guys can think of the other ones, but we have the Warcraft movie, like Alan said. We have Assassin's Creed, and then we have the rumors of Tomb Raider reboot with Daisy, what's-her-face?
Ridley.
Daisy Ridley as potentially starring. Outside of that, I'm hard-pressed to find, like, there's the next Resident Evil, but let's be honest, that's already like straight to VHS, so that's not going to be good. But if you guys have any other thoughts on the next set of video game movies and if they're going to be good,
I don't think I've seen any trailer for Assassin's Creed. I didn't even know they were making a movie.
they've only had photos; they haven't had a trailer yet.
There's no trailer for
But
it.
my
yeah.
boy Michael Fassbender is playing as
Okay,
the assassin.
gotcha. I think there's a lot of potential. I think that also has to come into the side of like the game developer side. Like, are you going to be developing quality video games where they could lead potentially to a movie? And how many of those video games do we feel like we have going on right now? Like Assassin's Creed, I wouldn't say would be like one of those really quality games, to be honest. So I don't know what the movie will be like. Was it going to like? I'm really not sure at all. If it would be like a great movie, it's going to completely be something totally different from the game. It's going to be like just
Well, I mean, I
kind of
think
stand
that's
on
the
its
formula
own.
that they're trying to figure out, right? Like how like, they've realized how to make a superhero, like take the stories of a superhero in the comics and then how to
Make them into movies.
yeah, how do
Yeah.
you transform them into a movie? What's that formula? And I
Yeah.
think they figured it out with
Yeah.
superheroes. And they got to figure out now with
How to
video
do it with games. Okay, so yeah, I would say you're right with that because in the Marvel side and the DC side and stuff like that they've been producing, like they have been able to pull out the comic book character and create a good movie all around it. I just don't. I'm still sitting here and I'm just trying to think about games that would be worthy of creating into a movie, and I feel like I'm stumped a little bit trying to just think about things. And I'm like, yeah, definitely that should be a movie. That's one of the greatest games that like.
But does it have to be? Because, like, again, Daredevil, arguably nowhere near as popular or important as Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, yet they've made...
Still made a movie. Yeah.
Okay, so they made a shitty movie, but I guess the TV show is, like, one of the best superhero TV shows I've ever seen.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Or Jessica Jones, for that matter, who, like, nobody knows about, but they've managed to make a very just thought-provoking, compelling, beautifully shot, like, awesome choreographing, like, just all-around amazing A-plus quality TV show, pretty much a movie, right? Like,
I haven't seen the Daredevil.
yeah, it's
show.
awesome.
Yeah, I haven't really watched. I mean, I've watched one episode of Daredevil, and I haven't seen Jessica Jones.
Okay, but So I guess that's what I'm saying. Like
Then I guess yes. I mean, you could do it off of like some like. I get you could pull it off with a game that didn't have something that wasn't like really quality. You're saying because like the Daredevil stuff going on.
But you're saying
Two Brothers is a movie. What do you think? You played the game Two Brothers.
Oh shit! Yeah, like that would be awesome.
Would it be good?
Would it be good though?
Because it's as a cinema, it's like basically a movie that you play.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you
it
raised a really
translates
good
to live
question.
action.
You know what would be a cool movie is Diablo. I think that would be kind of a cool movie.
So you just go to a town, stock up on all your ammunition and weapons and stuff, and then you just go into a dungeon and kill stuff until you get to like the biggest, baddest dungeon.
Well, I would think it would be like you got to play it. You don't make a movie directly from how the game's played.
Well,
you have like the biggest, baddest boss and some story tied around like different events that occur. Like maybe it's like not a dungeon that they walk into, but it's something like action scenes or dungeons. You know?
I think they'd have to get good writers for those type of things because the writing source material is not the greatest.
Well, that's what I was saying about the quality of the games and stuff like that. So if there's a quality in the game behind it, it's like there was obviously writers help with quality.
So you just want like
they already kind of got a good writing underneath it. Although, like Clay was saying and arguing, is that we can make it off of games that don't have quality and still make it something that works.
So here's what just occurred to me is that that formula of taking a superhero movie into a film is obviously, I think, in my opinion, a lot easier than a video game, right? Because for the most part, the comic book is your own little movie. It's just on paper, 2D, right? There are some like camera things that you have to figure out, which is fine. But with a video game, unlike comic books, the crux is not the narrative. The crux is actually the player's emotions. And you have to almost harness that and then apply that to the movie. And that's really tough. But what I think potentially could happen if they could figure out how to do this right is to harness player progression, which is something that movies have, which is character arcs. But if they could tie the character arc with this player progression, you know, I think about a Zelda game, and if a Zelda movie was about a boy who has just nothing, and he's doing his best to combat the situation, but eventually, like literally, gets a new sword and like feels more powerful. Like if you can harness level progression and unlocking two character-driven arcs and narrative, you might have something. Because
isn't it kind of like Lord of the Rings sort of style though? Like they get like during certain stages and steps, they like get these things like or events that will happen that they overcome that becomes like the character development stage. You know what I mean? Like the sword they get, or
he gets like Sting
blue,
or the ring, or
he gets
that
the
would
ring,
honestly be
or he gets the mithril, chest plate, or they get past the big spider, and it's like there's like these character development stages and stuff like that.
Like you beat level 2.
Yeah, kind of like, but it's like you become. He's obviously getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. The character development throughout the story, and you're getting like tied to that main character too.
And by the end, what's his name is just like riding through an entire army as like a ghost battle and just killing everybody because he's like reached max level, right? Like
that would and I know.
But that's the thing is that was boring to me. Like the third Lord of the Rings movie was so boring because they were like invincible and just like killing everybody.
Oh, right.
In the very first one, it's like really visceral and like intense and like you feel like something's at stake.
Yeah, so maybe that doesn't work then.
I think the only thing, in my opinion, that they can use like a video game movie for is the setting and like the characters. But then you can't use any story elements. You have to like come up with a completely different story and like
I
use
was
the
saying,
setting, and that's it.
It's like
totally.
Yeah, like I get that's how the game is and stuff like that, but we're gonna have to like get rid of all that, just keep those characters,
to make a good movie.
Keep some of the main guy, the bad guys, and then tie some stories and stuff like that in between, and then all that.
Because the gothic setting of Diablo is pretty cool if you set a movie in that.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just say, hey, now we got a game. Yeah, now we got a movie Diablo. Really not like the game at all.
Right. Because I think a lot of times they want to like pay like a little bit of like fan service to the video game part of it, and I don't think then it's like. People that aren't into video games aren't going to like the movie as much, because they're like, wait, why did he just like say that thing that made no sense,
So maybe
Mortal Kombat, they want to do like fatality and like finish him, and like every fucking part of the movie is like literally what it's like to play the video game.
Right, but if they integrated that in a more natural tone, like where like he just like they just happen to like kill people.
Right.
And no one says fatality, but as
well, they could be like cops show up on the scene, and be like, yeah, we got a fatality here. Like,
yeah, perfect, right.
Yeah.
That I agree with you. That would be a great integration of video game mechanics into a movie setting.
Yeah,
I think it's possible. I just think that I keep going. I mean, see, like, I guess my argument is that I mean, they can make it happen and they can make it work. Like you were talking about, Clay, with games that don't have like we were talking about quality wise. They don't have that much. I think they can make those work, but I think the ones that are going to really work, that are actually going to make a difference, and then maybe possibly create this whole industry tie together of the games to movies, is ones that do. I feel like this is my stance, is the ones that do really have quality. Like they do have a lot of character,
they have a story that's already.
Yeah, they have a story that's kind of already there. There's stuff like that. It's not too difficult to transition into movies, so that then I think
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Last of Us, like
that
a game
could be
like
made
that,
into a movie as is almost, and
it is
like
being
good.
made into a movie.
So
right
is
now.
Uncharted, I think.
Yes, it's so. The Last of Us is being made into a movie, and just playing the game itself, the story that came right from the game, you can make into a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And be perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever in that transition. Where you could force it up on other games, and maybe it'll do all right. Maybe you'll still make money. There's going to be those people out there that I just want to make money. I don't care if it's like it's like Adam Sandler is how I feel like it is right now. Like
Seriously.
He's got his ridiculous 6 and all these other different things that are just random videos just to make videos because he's still gonna make some money.
Yeah.
And he's doing it just to make the money. It's got no quality to it. You can watch it and you just wasted 2 hours of your life.
Right.
But I think that where it's going to really make a staple is games that have that and bring that are going to be easy to transition into movies, and then those movies I think are going to be successful movies, and then if Marvel did a terrible job doing that, their formula was bad and they made movies and they were just bad, I don't know if it would take off as well as it has. They've done a pretty good job with the way that they've transitioned those comic books into movies.